And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire. This is the third part of the third stream. We had a situation at the end of the last stream, where I pulled troops off the front here, thinking, "Oh yeah, the robots have been calm, compliant. I'm gonna put them in the city to, deal with the criminals." Robot just comes barreling on in, like, "Hello, I'm here." It's like, robots, why did you pick this to be the opportunity? Luckily, the robots, in the capricious feeling that the robots have, has decided to just leave. So we've put that situation back, put that genie back at the bottle for the moment. Unrest is high, danger is high, fear is high, crime is uncomfortable. Corp control is at least under control. So, as far as the troop movements are concerned, we've basically done all we're going to do this turn. So this is likely to be a bit of a short-term turn, at least as far as this video is concerned, because we did most of it at the end of the last video. I am going to do one thing. We've just brought a bunch of troops into the HQ area. We brought in 3 militia units. I'd rather there be professional units because they'd be more replaceable, but at least now we've got numbers. We've got 5 plus another 16, so that's 21, 18, 39, plus 30, 13, so we're up to 50-something troops in our HQ. So it is time to crack down on crime.
Sir, yes, sir.
Operational role command by Libby Corps was 55. 6,000 soldiers and 1,000 security personnel are confronting 44 syndicate crews. That reduced unrest by 10. Our troops succeeded in containing the syndicate crews. We did lose basically 1,900 troops. Security assets managed to avoid losing levels. 44 syndicate crews were killed. So we took massive damage from that. One of the militia units is wiped out to just 2 elite snipers, and the rest of the unit's gone. And I think the elite snipers will just despawn in that scenario. So that's basically a militia unit we've lost permanently. But with that, crime, it hasn't updated. We just eliminated 44 syndicate crews. The crime has been dealt with. We sent in the troops. They went shooting. Problem solved. Now we're going to cycle the turn, and we'll probably have all the cards associated with the crime syndicate go away. At which point we'll have we'll probably push the militia back up to their reconnaissance locations in the north, and we'll be waiting. Hopefully for the situation to improve. At this point, we actually have enough opinion with the slavers in the northwest. I don't think they're actually contributing to danger. So I think we're at the point where the danger can actually go down to 0 in the capital now. So if the unrest goes down, actually, we probably won't move the militia off yet because they're helping with the suppression. When the arrest goes down to 0, we'll move them off. So we should be looking at arrest down to 0, should be looking at danger down to 0, fear will go down to 0 in a reasonable amount of time, crime should go away, and then cross our fingers, nothing bad happens and the situation can stabilize. And if the situation stabilizes, then we can get the bureaucratic assets improved so we get more BP in. We can probably start thinking about affording the docks. The docks will basically open up our world, allow us to know more about the world. If our loyalty improves, our recruitment will go back up, so we should be able to sustain combat losses again. With more BP, we should be able to get the anti-tank weapons we need to deal with the slavers and the robots. Because right now we're sort of just beating on the robots with pool noodles, which is not very effective. We're actually more effective against the slavers than we're against the robots. Oh, I suppose beating the robots would have been a good time to look at the armor. I'll have to remember that for later. And I could probably figure out what the robots had for armor. That was a mistake on my part. So that's the slavers. We're not expecting the slavers to attack us. Although we do need to keep a tight picket on their lines. That's the mutants. That's the robots. Again, I don't think the robots are going to attack us. Our big problem with the robots was the robots are definitely in the state of opinion where our borders are optional to them, which is not good opinions to, or not a good thing for be happening as far as the civilians are concerned. So they'll go where they want to, as long as they don't need to shoot to get there at the moment. So again, we gotta hold a strong picket against them. Same thing for the mutants. Slavers to the northwest are actually surprisingly tame. And of course, we have no metal. We've got no metal except for salvage. We've got no rare earth metals except for salvage. This is a map where it rains, so we've got plenty of water, plenty of food. And I suppose by an extrapolation of that, we've got plenty of petrol, because we can turn water into food, food into petrol. I assume we can figure out a way to make power. So we can do water into food, food into petrol, petrol into power, power to power the stuff. Would be that industry loop. So the big concern is that we don't have unlimited metal, we don't have unlimited rare earth metal. And it is a long dash to, well, I say it's a long dash. It's a minimum of 9 ticks to metal soil filtration. And we have no high-tech parts, so we'd have to somehow find a way to buy high-tech parts so we could afford paying for metal soil filtration. Ideally, we'd like to find some regular metal, right? We could probably scrimp and save and buy off the market for the rare earth and the high-tech parts. But we really need metal in the meantime. Coming around to us. We did kill 100 infantry, so this is a fairly good end turn. We have 3 decisions awaiting us on round 42. One of which is what to do with the quack doctors. I don't want the unrest. Otherwise, I'd be following I'm not democracy, I'm merit, so I'd dink the democracy here.
We'll
But
go.
I can... Yeah, we didn't get an arrest. We took minus 30 with him, but he was at 70, so he's at least close to 50. Quack doctors, you have full
Copy
support
that.
to mitigate them. Failure, although had I not pressed the my support, this would have been a critical failure. Danger goes up, which is bad. Unrest went up, which is bad. Population loss, which is bad. They want to sell slaves, we'll take the slaves, even though I don't want the merit. I don't want to lose the merit. The rest is down 17 points and went up to the event. Danger's up 11 to the quack doctors. Okay, so that immediately is showing there. Same actually thing with the unrest. So the unrest is net down 17 points. It would have been down 19 points. It wasn't for quack doctors. Twitch chat is asking, can you scout to the south to see if there's any ruins in the fog of war? There may be. Right now we got a ruin here. This is our scrap for the moment. The big problem with trying to explore south is I don't have the personnel to hold the road. Honestly, that's it. And we're at war with the surviving AI here, so we're gonna have problems with the AI. We did have some adventurers come down here, so we do want to go to the south. Let's be fair. We're definitely going south. There's 2 refugee camps down here, which would be like 400 population a turn. And there's another thing over here, over by the volcano. So we want to go south. That's a definite yes. The question is, how am I going to deal with the robots? So I need to basically invent an anti-tank weapon. If we can invent an anti-tank weapon, we can solve a lot of our problems. Danger's going down. Danger's up, but that's a temporary up. It should start going back down again. You're going down. Happiness is going up. Fear is going down. And the crime is gone. Okay, let's cycle the turn. And when it gets back around to us, we should hopefully be seeing everything improving and hopefully not get more bad events. Twitch chat's asking, do you have spies to bust the black? We could try using some spies, I suppose. It may have been I think it may have been a change that you're not allowed to do spies on certain zone types. And I think the robots may be one of them. So I might not be able to actually spy on the robots. Because we weren't able to spy on the robots earlier. And I don't think you can spy on the arachnids anymore either. I think that was one of the new changes in the most recent patch, was that certain zone types are not conducive to spying, because the locals may or may not eat your spies. Or in the case of the robots are not going to be unconvinced that your spies are not spies. Because they're obviously not robots. Okay, I think we're coming up on the part of the turn where we're going to see the interesting regions. That's the slavers. See some slaver movement. Okay, so I think all of our neighbors have moved at this point. Oh, there is a little bit of an offset between turn processing and what plays out on the map here. If you've got enough happening on the map gives you time to see what's going on, even if the turn processing is running faster. Okay, coming up on us. I think this is the part in the turn where it does calculations like logistics and stuff. Although, I'm always surprised that this portion of the turn takes as long as it does. Because in theory, as you can see, this is us. Right, so this is all the hidden stuff behind the scenes going on. And here we are at the bottom of round 43. We got 3 decisions. Okay, we can get some more mercenary leader if we want it. You're asking for a subsidy. We've got the money. We are going commerce. Take our money. Appointed advisor. We have a spare person. I, in fact, probably will take an advisor, but we'll come back to that. I don't have the bureaucrat points to support more organizations. Spying is tempting, but we can make do without spying. Foreign affairs. None of the locals are going to really negotiate with us. Not far enough the tech tree yet. Not far enough the tech tree yet. So none here. Okay, so I get a merc, or a merc. Put the capacity 3 guy on.
Copy that.
Our advisor position. Make him happy. We can always have him quit and assign him to a different job later. If we had 2,000, I don't think we can reasonably get 2,000. Maybe if we sold all the metal off. I want to hold on to the metal. If we sold all the metal off, we can do that. Because this would help with getting the happiness up in the acute sense. Danger's down 13 points. It's going to keep going at that sort of speed. Or rest down 13 points. Danger's down 9 points. Fear's down 1. Fear's probably going to be the one that hangs around the longest, honestly. But at least it's helping with our other problems. Okay, so with that, we've got the replacements going out to all the units, at least all the non-militia units. So we're going to start building up a manpower reserve, and we kind of need a manpower reserve to either make to make whatever anti-tank option will be when we do find it. I probably would like another brigade. We get another brigade, and that's... If everything goes according to plan, that's 11 turns out. But if we get another brigade of light infantry, I can pull the militia in and trash them at this point, because they're not replacing themselves at this point, because we've let loyalty get too low. Maybe if loyalty recovers, that will improve, but yeah, if we can get another brigade in here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 front. We'll hold the whole front with just brigade commanded troops. And that means we can disband at least all the damaged militia units. Like, this one's intact, this one's intact. We might hold on to the artillery here. We might actually specifically disband the infantry and keep the artillery. Disband the infantry, keep the artillery. Oh, this one's pretty functional. Okay. And yeah, no super useful cards. We can try to embed some spies. And yeah, so the robots, they've changed it. So these guys, you can't put spies in it anymore. I might be able to do them. Probably actually makes sense to do the online territory if we can dump some of the online territory. It's the ocean. What's the zone called? Your champ. Your champ. Okay, so that's the group we want to hit with spies.
Yes, sir.
We'll push both spies in.
Yes, sir.
That should be enough to reveal this zone. I don't know if this zone stretches all the way around to down here. This might be the same zone, honestly. And if it is, as manpower allows, we may try running down the coast. Because we'll have to do a tight picket to keep the robots out. At least until we get anti-tank weapons. What's our demand? 6 rounds. Okay. So one thing I'm going to do, we're going to call up the zone. We're going to allow emergency food, which I should have probably done earlier. It's a regular zone. The big thing I'm going to do here is we're going to up the worker salary. A lot.
Copy that.
And with the worker salary improved, I might only temporarily keep it up that high, but with that, we should have enough happiness that we're not going to have recruiting problems with trying to get the workers in for the bureaucratic office.
Copy that.
Although we may still have recruiting problems, because I'm not sure how much the population happiness ties into it relative to the worker happiness. So we got 6 turns to get that bureaucratic office done. If everything goes according to plan, it will finish in a turn. But as one may imagine, with our plans, many of our plans have not gone according to plan. So I am mentally prepared for it not to. The next thing I want to build is a port. Here we've also got the industry for that. That will provide us with some food going forward. Opens us up to maybe doing some stuff on sea. After that, needing the manpower up so we can start pushing outward. And then I don't think about strike cards. Yeah, no necessarily useful leader cards. Nothing necessarily useful here, and I'm pretty sure prospecting-wise we're not going to have... Yeah, we don't think there's anything else in our current cap circle to take control of resource-wise, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, and I should get the bullets one thing about. About 800 bullets.
Wilco.
Okay, cycle leader. The spies won't kick until next turn. So that's not necessarily going to tell us anything more this turn, but we should be able to find out how big that zone is. It may be very rewarding, it might be a very big zone, or it may be very unrewarding, it might just be like a tiny little zone. And to be fair, I think these two were connected originally. I think this was the zone. So I don't know how far it stretches that way. And now we wait. Okay, see the slavers moving. A little bit of motion off of the robots. And the mutants are at war with us, but I'm surprised the mutants haven't tried anything. Granted, the mutants, to be fair, the AI, especially the minor regimes, have a lot of understanding of the situation than you probably do. Because they're not as penalized by bad recon. So they probably know they can't fight our troops on the defensive. It would be punishing for us to try to go fight them, but not the other way around, apparently. Which is probably what they're not attacking. Probably why we're sitting here quite peacefully at this point, is the only regime we're actually particularly vulnerable to is on surprisingly friendly terms at this point. And again, that's very RNG. Peace with the slavers is very, very RNG. Okay, bottom of round 44, we have 3 decisions. Bacterial disease isn't great, so we're going to have another event that we're probably going to fail. That's fine.
Yes,
Confirm that. Zone decisions. Yes, you have my support to deminimization. Critical failure, so the danger's gone through the roof. Unrest has gone through the roof. And that's with good stats. That's 50 support, 10 health. 10 health's not, for this point, it's not bad. The difficulty was just stupid. Okay. And that was with a plus 50, so we had no chance of even succeeding there. You're offering to buy our IP. I don't really want to sell you IP, but we'll sell it to you. Okay, so unrest is up, danger is up, happiness is going down. A bunch of people are dead. Did we get enough workers? No. Although we got pretty close. We got 90% of the workers that we needed. And that is the non-aligned zone. So we can see it does stretch all the way down here. So we can see the free folk camp. That's the refugees. I think there was another batch of refugees. Although maybe we lost the other batch of refugees because we didn't do the defend on it. But yeah, there's a batch of refugees there, and the garbage bill. But yeah, that's what we can see from that spying action. Faction down there. Oh, that we're... Okay, so that's a major regime. It's a major regime that wants to be friendly, which is usually something I don't run into. And this is an unknown territory all the way up here. Oh no, this is the robots all the way down. That's just giving you an idea of how deep the robots are. Robot transition is there. So they don't touch these guys yet. Well, we're going to make 70 bullets.
Wilco.
We're going to save our manpower. We're going to hope the situation improves. At this point, the people can't get much more unhappy. Could grab another leader, but that's not really going to help. Don't have the money to give to the zone. Restart is going to help. Okay, so we're just going to cycle the turn. We're going to hope that things get better. We're at least going to get the bureaucratic office, so we're going to complete one of our demands, which will help the word score. Our word score is pretty bad, so improving that will help. Okay, non-aligned forces. We might get attacked by rifle mission at the top left again. Although, who knows with non-aligned forces sometimes. Okay, back to us. Round 45. We have 4 divisions winning us. Time of relative calm. We did achieve our demand, so people will be happy with us. Militia needs extra funds. I have the funds, so we'll agree.
Yes, sir.
Unless we get the loyalty up a lot in the zone, I don't think we're gonna get the militia back. Again, focus on
Understood.
design, because when we've got a model we want to design, we want to design it fast. That roll is going to fail, so we're going to
Copy that.
do the democracy to get it to stay away. Offer to buy slaves, we are going to accept, because we want to keep those
Yes, sir.
slavers happy, at least for the near future. Although we've got them happy enough, we could probably say no. Once or twice. Rest down 14 points. Danger down 23 points. Fear down a point. Situation is already so bad that just that alone is getting us to go up in happiness. Although we're not... We need more. We need a lot more. Because as it is, the loyalty is going down. I think zone-wise, we could pick up a junior. Actually, I will pick up a junior. I'll speak the
Sir,
junior
yes, sir.
up. Okay, our construction for the bureaucratic office is done. I am gonna look. Do we have enough? We probably have enough. Let's get the port going as well. And then we're gonna cycle the turn. That's the slavers moving. I think that's the mutants. I think that's the robots. I think that's the top left. So that's probably all that's interesting going to happen during this intern. Unless the non-lined... what remains of the non-lined attacks us. We did get hit by the militia. At this point, it looks like there's only maybe 100 of them left. So at some point, we may just want to try to check that hex. Our round 46, one decision. We did discover automatic rifles. So at least as far as... okay, we got an independence rallies. Very bad news. New York, the independence movement is now openly holding huge rallies.
Copy that.
Okay, so we gotta send the troops. They were successful. Caused us 20 fear. We did lose 500 troops, which is not great. The rest is gonna go down. So that's one of the bad events you can have happen when the loyalty is too low. It's gonna get more likely to happen as loyalty stays low. So we need the danger to go down. We need the unrest to go down. The unrest is going down pretty quickly. So we had about half the manpower, or half the workers we needed, because the port was only 50% improved. So what did that do to our BP, bureaucratic points? Yes, we're up on bureaucratic points. So up 43 with 25 more being made. And this will probably double. Yeah, this will probably double as the workers hire up. So we'll get another... So basically that was just short of a 50% increase. We might get another 50% there. If we thought there was something to prospect, that's in the prospecting ops out. But we still haven't acquired enough territory for that to be the case. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cycle the turn here. And we're gonna put the part break at the end of this end turn cycle. Hopefully we don't get too many more of those independence rallies. The fear is good at bringing down the unrest, but it doesn't help the danger. It doesn't help with the happiness. or the dreaded problem when you have to be tyrannical in your own backyard. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. We are going to go ahead and go to the end of this end turn. If you're watching on Twitch, we're going to record one more part tonight, one more hour-long-ish part. Hopefully the situation improves by then. We really need to get loyalty back over 50%, which it's just waiting for all the bad stuff to wear off and hopefully not get any bad events. Danger events at this point is actually a severe danger because of other bad things we've been having happening. Twitch chat is asking how are we doing on military technology. No new models discovered yet. That would have popped up in the vidcom. Oh, I suppose I should have probably taken the opportunity to shift from discovery to research on the military tech side. Now that we have both automatic rifles, I think it's automatic rifles we discovered. Automatic rifles and padded armor, because we want to get those researched. We're not too worried about hitting the gas-powered stuff at this point. So we're going to actually get those down, and we can get another generation of infantry out. Although I might still be progressing until we get bazookas or artillery or something. I'll have to remember that on the beginning next part. So one of the Twitch chat comments is saying, "I know it's frustrating feeling quite well when the start is so congested. Just needs to be patient, push through." Yeah, sometimes a lot of the starts can be a bit slow, especially when the development speed's slow. So we're kind of in a position where I'm not thinking. Well, we're a little bit limited by industry. We're more being limited at this point by the fact that we haven't developed any of the techs we need to fix the problems we have. So we need anti-tank weapons to deal with the problems we have. And to be fair, the bureaucracy coming online will help a lot with that. I think we've basically, over the last couple turns, are going to be doubling the BP we're getting into research. And the other comment is, at least there's stable defenses. And it's like, yeah, there might be stable defenses. I'm still questioning whether they're truly stable at this point. And at this point, we're really, really vulnerable to bad events. The bad events could still screw it over. So that's the slavers moving. I think we must just have a well enough defensive position that slavers don't want to pick a fight. The robots aren't really going ham yet because we don't have enough technology. I'm actually surprised the robots declared when they did. Although the robots have been enough of an annoyance even being passive as they are. No, to the east is the slavers. So this over here is the slavers. The south is the robots. And the robots go like all the way down to here. So this is all robots in here. It's all the robot walkers. So once we get the technology to actually be a threat to the robots, that's a big open territory to the south that if we can stabilize the main city, we could probably expand into. So we're probably going to expand south and southwest once the situation stabilizes. And we invent something with enough penetration to get through the walker armor. And Twitch chat saying that's annoying because that looks like the best land. It might be. To be fair, what sort of the best land for us is, at least in the short term, is complicated because it has really to do more with finding metal more than expanding. So as far as I know, that mountain range might actually be really good for us if we can go east and take over the slaver territory with the... if we get lucky and get some metal in there. And then we also have slavers to the northwest. So this battleship here is slavers in here. So there's actually 2 slavers, and that's really kind of what screwed up the early beginning. And there we go. This is where we're going to put the part break in for YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have a part up for you tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to end the recording, start the recording. So I think we'll just get right back to it. So until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.